and this database it's created. In this, we will create one table, new table, and this table can have some columns. We have ID, can be big int, for example, and I don't allow nulls. But for example, I want to make the identify. Yes, by 1. And let's say we have value 1. It's float. Value second, value third. And for example, third will be integer. Okay, let's save this. Table will be, let's say table. Okay, now we have the table inside our SQL database, and we can disconnect and connect to see the information what's inside this table. So after we make the select, we see nothing. Okay, we have clear database and clear table, and now we go to WinCC V7 and we will connect to this database, and we will insert some data into this table. It's, I think, good task for us for today. First of all, we need to connect to SQL. If you want to make the connection, we need to use the Visual Basic Script action, and we need to write some Visual Basic Script. First of all, we need to connect to database, and connection string for SQL is set by Siemens, and we can use this directly as we know. And for SQL, we can configure some DIMs. So let's begin. DIM and our SQL connection. And this SQL connection should be the string, and this string has the provider is the OliDB, and our data source should be set for the name of our MSW PC, MSW PC / WinCC. Yes. And we need to set the initial catalog. So our initial catalog will be the name of our database. So it's test. So it's test. And for all information, we need also the possibility to log in to this database, and we will use the integrated security. So we use the Microsoft Windows login and logout to system. So if our user can work with this database, can log in to the system, and we can make this with this user. I will make the script a bit Okay, now I think it's better. Okay, so now we need to make the connection. So we need to make the next dim, and this dim we need to create some object, because this all information is in data sheets in from Siemens. We can put directly here. This script is made, and I give this in ebook. You can get this ebook on myscadaworld.com, and this ebook show you exactly how to make this working. And now we need to so now we go to our connection is running to mswpc/WinCC. We connect to database test. We connect with our user and password, and our connection is ADODB connection, and connection string is the same as SQL connect, and we open this connection. After all, we need to remember about to close all connections, but in this example we will make the open connection, and after everything is working correctly, we will make the disconnect by other script. Okay, let's check. We don't have the SQL connection. We can't use this. And we will use the application window to see if our script is running. And let's run this. We'll see if this is working or not and how to go with this. Okay, we have our runtime running. We will click on this connect to SQL. Okay, we don't see any errors. Okay, so it's everything working. Our script is not having any errors, so we can go forward with next lines. If you want to disconnect from this SQL, we need to make the special things in Visual Basic, and this thing is set SQL connect is nothing. So we close all information, close connections, and this is the connection string. And we need to set all what we opened until now. So we have the SQL connection string, SQL connect, and we have the connection. Now we open the SQL connection and we want to make some insert into our table some information. So let's create some insert into our script, and this insert should write some data into our table. Okay, so we have the comment object. This comment object needs to be set on the top of the script. Okay, still nothing with programs, so we can make also the nothing. And the last one is the records objects, because we need the object to read some records. So we have the records objects, and it is the record set, and this one is used to make the insert, delete, select to exactly to SQL table. And this one we can use as we want. So let's make some query. So let's make the query, and the query we want to move something like insert into. Okay, let's make the same here so we know exactly how it's working. So we have the insert into table, and in table we have the value 1, value second, value third, values, and we have 1, 1, 1. It's okay. Now we can try execute. Insert into okay, I need to change the name. because my name wasn't correct. Okay, now when we go to execute table 1, we have our values inside this. So we can just copy this and we can insert into our query. So our query is correct, and we know if we put this query into with this script, we should have the same situation as we saw on SQL Management Studio. So after I run this insert, it's one row affected, and I see in my SQL second line. So now, if we know exactly this should work, so we can make the comment object or comment object having the comment text, and this text should be the same in like in query, and this comment object has the option execute. Let's make to second. We check this again. So we have the connection. We create object to comment to make the some query because we want to make the comment text with query. And after we run the execute, we should have the same as we did in Microsoft Management Studio. Okay, let's save this and let's run this. Let's make this. Okay, and how it's working in our, okay, it's doesn't work. So we can go to Tools, SQL Server Profiler. Inside here we can see how our SQL execution is working. We are going to diagnostic this and we will know how it's working or not. Okay, we don't see any information here. Let's run this again. Something is not correct in our script. We need to find this. Okay, I found the error in my script because I didn't provide a good connection string in our object ADODB connection, because I misclicked the SQL connect with SQL connection. Anyway, now we have the situation that we can insert some data into our script. So every time I click this button, I make the insert data into our, let's make the insert. So this button will create one insert into our Microsoft SQL table. We go insert, insert, and after we go to table, we see a lot of rows with this information. Okay, we did this, but what in possibility to make not the static values, but we want these values go from some HIME runtime tags. Let's put some data in our, okay, we have some tags, we have the analogs. Let's say it will be flow1. This one will be, for example, flow second value. And the last one can be tag management. In tag management, we will find some, for example, alarm value. Okay, we have some floats. We have some buttons. Okay, but we have also some test. So in last, we go with test. As you remember, we can make the modification to how this looks, but it's not today. We go, okay, now we have the flow one, flow second, and the test one value. Let's make this and let's run. For example, the flow one is 12, it's 25, and this one is 2. Let's go to table, it's 2, and we have the flow. Flow 1 is 12, flow second is 25. Okay, so how to write this data directly from this IO fields into this script? So as we remember, we can make the HIME runtime and we can read data directly from this. So we can create some internal tags inside the script, and we can read data from our system, and we can write this data after we read this from PLC, for example. So first, let's create dim 1, dim second, and dim, okay, let's say 1, 2, and 1, 3. And now this one can be HIME runtime.tags, and we need to provide some flow 1 value. And this flow1 value, we need to read this data. The same we need to make with flow2nd and the test value. So we have the 1, 1, and this one is the flow2nd. And here we have also the test1 tag. Okay, so we don't have any errors, and we can make this. So we read data into our DIM, and this can be right into insert. So we can make this, for example, like this. Because we have the string. This is the string. And after we want to make the value from, for example, tag, we need to make this as you see. And the next point, we need to make the floating value with plus and plus. So we make the same here and here. Okay, you see the difference. Now we have the tags. So every time I change the tag value, I should have the different values inside our Microsoft SQL table. We don't have any errors. We close, we run this again. Let's check. Execute. Okay, it's not running, but we should also have some But why this don't showing me nothing? I need to check this again. Global scripts. GSC diagnostic. It's okay. And my computer is startup. I have everything running. Amazing. Okay, insert. And here we have the 1, 1, and 1. And now we see the values inside our SQL table. The value 1, value 2nd, and value 3rd. After we change the values, for example, it's different now. We make the insert data, and we make the execute, we see the data here. Okay, thank you for watching, and if you like this kind of videos, join myscadaworld.com and you will get more and more scripts for WinCC V7 and some more values into your email. See you again and bye.